Let me ask you something. What if the most important miracle of a major world religion wasn't some event from thousands of years ago, but was something that's actually happening right now? Today, we're going to dive into a really profound interpretation of the Qur'an, one that sees it not as a book of history, but as a continuous, living event.
You know, it's a question that comes up all the time when you're dealing with sacred texts, right? We read about these incredible things, seas parting, staffs turning into serpents, but they often feel so distant, like they belong in a totally different world. Are they just old stories, or is there something more to it for us today?
Well, the source for our explainer today offers a pretty fascinating answer, and it's all rooted in a deep, deep analysis of one specific chapter of the Qur'an, Surah Ar-Raʿd, which means the thunder. This interpretation really challenges us to look way beyond those stories of the past. Okay, so let's get into it.
To really get what this new perspective is all about, we first need to lay a little groundwork. We got to be on the same page about what a miracle, in this context, even is. What's its purpose?
So the traditional term in Islam is mo'jiza. And what it means is a supernatural event, something so far beyond what any human is capable of doing that it acts as definitive proof. It's proof that a prophet is the real deal, that they have a connection to the divine. You can almost think of it like a celestial credential, something so amazing it just forces people to pay attention to the message. And this right here brings us to the big intellectual challenge. Okay, so if Moses had his staff and Jesus had his miracles as proof for the people of their time, where's that tangible, undeniable proof for us living right now? The source material we're looking at says the answer has been right in front of us all along, just maybe not in the way we've been taught to look for it.
All right, let's turn to the actual text now, because this whole massive idea really hinges on one single key verse from Surah Ar-Raʿd. Yep, this one verse from the 13th chapter. It sets up a fundamental distinction that is, and I mean this, absolutely crucial for everything that comes next.
Now, what's so fascinating here is the contrast it's making. It's not about seeing a physical spectacle. The verse frames the whole issue as knowledge versus blindness, insight versus ignorance. It's suggesting the truth of the revelation is something to be known, to be understood. It's a direct appeal to the intellect, to those of understanding.
And that focus on knowledge and understanding, well, that's the launch pad for the source's main argument. It's a complete reframing of what the Quranic miracle even is.
So here it is. This is the pivotal idea from the source. We've been looking in the wrong place the whole time. The miracle isn't something contained in the stories of the book. The book itself, its words, its structure, its guidance, that is the ongoing miracle. It's a huge shift from thinking of it as a static record to seeing it as a dynamic, continuous event.
And this chart just lays out the difference so clearly. Those past miracles, they were physical. You had to see them with your own eyes. They were temporary, for a specific group of people at a specific time. But the Quranic miracle, under this interpretation, is totally different. It's intellectual and spiritual. It's permanent, timeless. It's for everyone. It's not a story you read about. It's an event you actually participate in.
Now, this is where this interpretation gets really, really powerful. It tackles one of the most dramatic and honestly, one of the most misunderstood verses in the entire chapter, a verse that really sounds like it's talking about immense physical power.
I mean, on the surface, this just sounds incredible. It's saying, look, if there were a book out there that could literally move mountains, or crack the planet open, or make the dead speak, this Quran would be that book. Wow. I mean, what a statement of power.
And of course, that leads to the perfectly logical question. So, why aren't mountains moving around when we read it? It's a totally fair challenge, and the source provides a really compelling answer. The argument is, it was never meant to be a literal description of physical powers. Instead, it's a profound metaphor. It's using the most extreme, over-the-top examples of physical power you can possibly imagine to make a point about a power that is even greater, the power of divine revelation. So here's the deeper meaning. Think about it. What's actually a bigger miracle? Moving a mountain of stone? Or moving a mountain of ignorance, of stubbornness, of despair inside a human heart? Splitting the earth is nothing compared to splitting open a mind to the truth. The verse is arguing that the Quran's actual effect, its power to transport people from the inside out, is way more miraculous than any physical show could ever be. Okay, so let's tie all of this together into one cohesive idea.
What does it actually mean for us today to see the Qur'an as this living, enduring proof?
This slide really brings it all home. The miracle isn't some dusty artifact locked away in the past. It's timeless. Its guidance isn't stuck in one century. It's universal. Its message is for all of us. Its proof isn't some external thing. It's self-evident, something you find when you actually engage with it and think about it. And, most importantly, it's continuous. The miracle happens every single time a reader opens it and finds guidance or clarity or a moment of transformation.
So now we can go back and directly answer that question from the very beginning. According to this interpretation, are miracles just stories from the past? The answer is a resounding no. The ultimate proof, the living miracle, is an experience that's available to anyone, at any time, who chooses to engage with the text.
And that really brings us to our final thought. If we accept this idea that a sacred text isn't just a record of things that happened, but is an event in and of itself, well, that changes our whole relationship with it, doesn't it? It's not a passive object on a shelf anymore. It's an active process we can be a part of. So the real final question isn't about the text, it's about us. What does a living miracle ask of its reader?